Hey there, Dave here. It's been quite a week in credit card news. Surely you've heard by now that a certain credit card company, one that pays lots of money for bloggers and YouTubers to recommend their cards, announced that it's raising its annual fee on one of its most popular cards. And the internet is outraged.
Very unfortunate. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start with this.
This marks the end of an era as I walk away from one of my all-time favorite credit cards.
So, I'm sorry, but this is a little bit of a damning video. I really don't think this is that good.
What once was one of the best credit cards out on the market now is a pile of poop.
They get huge signups, and then they just switch the card on you.
That's right, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card is going from $450 a year to $550 a year, and my first thought is, you've got to be kidding me. I don't even understand why people pay $450 for this card. A 22% increase is absurd. My second thought is, it's all my fault. And your fault. Bottom line, you are too savvy. You're playing the credit card game too well. You're getting way too good at hitting the like button and leaving a comment to let the YouTube algorithm know that this video is worth showing to more people. I held off on making a video announcing these changes. All of the real credit card YouTubers did a fine job with that. The thing is, videos like the ones that I started making talking about cashback credit cards, along with all of the credit card experts out there, have essentially created some new class of super card users that have literally broken the system. So in this video, I'll briefly recap the Chase Sapphire Reserve card changes, but more importantly, I'll tell you why they raised the fee, I'll talk about how these reward cards really work, I'll talk about how banks make their money, and what changes we might expect from other cards in the future. Will more of them try to raise their annual fees in the future? I wouldn't be surprised. First, a friendly reminder, unlike everybody else who talks about credit cards, whether it's on a blog or on YouTube, I don't have any affiliate links. I'm not at all paid to push a card. YouTube isn't my job. Credit cards are just a nerdy hobby of mine.
Do me a favor, will you please? Will you do me a kindness?
YouTubers are always telling you to smash buttons and drop comments because it's really the only way to find an audience. If you've done those things for me, I just want to let you know that I really do appreciate it. In exchange for that kindness, I'm going to keep making these kind of videos for you. My motivation, to help you think about how cards work and to make smart choices based on your situation. Of course, I don't even have the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. This is just a bad special effect. I have considered it, but for me, high annual fees don't make sense. The only reason to pay for a credit card is when it gives you benefits that you would choose to pay for anyway and at a lower cost than you would otherwise buy them. I made a whole video talking about why I got the American Express Platinum card. It's also $550. I talk about why I pay for it, why it makes sense for me, even if I never actually use it to pay for things, and why I chose it over the Sapphire Reserve card. Let's quickly recap the changes to the Chase card. Here's what changed. Mainly, it's the annual fee. It's $100 higher. It was $450. It's now $550. That's effective now when you sign up for a new card, or for those who already have the card, it's on your next annual renewal, as long as that's after April 1st. So there's a little window where you'll be able to renew at the lower rate. Chase added a couple of benefits to try to offset the new higher fee. First, the card will earn 10 times points on Lyft rides. That's cool. They're giving you something called Lyft Pink. That's a program that Lyft just started last month. For $20 a month, they're giving their customers a 15% discount on all the rides. Some other ride benefits there too. Quick math, if you pay $20 a month to get a 15% discount, it makes sense. If you regularly spend more than $135 a month on Lyft rides, I can see that making sense for some people, but certainly not for everybody. So if you're one of those people who would get value from it, that's cool. Otherwise, realize you're paying $100 more for this card, whether you like it or not. To me, this whole Lyft Pink thing seems like a program that Lyft created purely to be a perk that credit cards could offer for free. Kind of like the Uber VIP program from American Express. You get that with the Platinum or Centurion card. The difference here is that Chase and Lyft give you a 15% discount on rides, and Amex and Uber give you a $15 a month credit towards rides. I could get benefit from either. Neither are super exciting to me. The other thing that Chase is adding is with another marketing partner, DoorDash. They're a food delivery app, and they're going to give you a $60 per year credit for DoorDash orders. They're also giving you a Dash Pass subscription, which essentially eliminates the delivery fee at participating restaurants with a minimum order, but you're still going to be paying their service fee, and sometimes the food prices are higher, so maybe that's something you'll use. According to the DoorDash website, the Dash Pass saves you $4 to $5 per order. Again, that's cool if you use DoorDash. I know that they're more prominent in some markets than others. I've used it. It's a good service, but I don't use it enough to justify paying for their subscription plan, so I would not be happy paying $100 more for my credit card fee, which of course I don't have. I'm probably the only self-proclaimed credit card YouTuber who does not have this card. Anyway, these two new perks are clearly mutually beneficial marketing deals between a couple of apps in desperate need of customer acquisition and ongoing usage and retention, and a premium rewards card in desperate need of raising its annual fee. So why did they raise the annual fee? Because they had to. Because savvy card users like you are too smart for them. You're signing up for a card, you're getting the sign-up bonus, and then you're moving on to another card, which is great for you, but it's an expensive cost to acquire a new customer for the bank. You do realize they wanted you to be a customer for life, right? And sign up for a checking account and a mortgage and a car payment. You're using one card for the best rewards at restaurants, another for travel, yet another store-specific card for a deal there, another at another. Very smart, right? But not exactly what the card issuers had in mind. By all means, keep doing that. You're doing way better than people who don't pay attention to this kind of stuff, but I sort of blame myself and you for making these fees go up. Even though I'm kind of known as the anti-annual fee guy, the whole idea of my videos is to get you to think about how you can maximize your earnings from credit cards without paying fees to do so. So what happened with the Chase Sapphire Reserve card? Here's a history lesson. They launched it way back in 2016. They had an unheard of 100,000 point bonus for signing up, and they paid websites like The Points Guy millions of dollars to promote it. And ultimately, Ultimate Rewards ended up costing them way more than they expected. Of course, they've cut that sign-up bonus in half, they've reduced some of the features of the card. Chase and American Express are in this ongoing game of catch-up with one another. It was a year after the Sapphire Reserve card came out that the American Express Platinum card added Uber benefits. They also raised the annual fee to $550 at that point, and now Chase is doing something very similar. So really no surprise at all. I'm actually surprised it took this long. Back in 2018, when they were announcing a record-breaking profit, JP Morgan Chase noted a $330 million adjustment to their credit card business because customers were redeeming points faster than they anticipated. There was an analyst report at the time that showed the overall cost of credit card rewards had jumped 15% in a single year, and that's an average across all of the major card issuers: Bank of America, Citigroup, JP Morgan, US Bank Corp, Wells Fargo. As of JP Morgan's most recent SEC filing back in November, they showed that credit card holders have racked up $6.3 billion of rewards that have not yet been redeemed. And rewards are being redeemed. This is their latest 10Q, and it shows that rewards and partner payments cost them over $1 billion per month. Is that right? Over 1,000 in millions? $1 billion. Obviously, JP Morgan isn't in the business of losing money, so who's actually paying for these rewards? Here's a little crash course in how reward cards actually work. You probably realize that credit card companies have to make money when you use their cards, right? And they try to get you to use their cards by offering you points or cash back. But you may not have thought about who's actually paying for those rewards. The short answer is you are. Or maybe not you, but other people, because you're watching me and you're probably way smarter about how you use your cards and which cards you use. The banks make money from credit cards in 3 ways. 2 that you have control over and 1 that you don't. First, if you don't pay your balance in full every month, you will pay interest. And the most important advice you'll ever hear from me: do not pay interest, period. You should only use your credit cards to buy things that you can afford, and always pay that statement balance in full every single month, no exceptions. The second way that they make money is another one that you can avoid, and that's through annual fees. Don't pay them. There are plenty of cards out there with excellent cashback or travel credits that don't charge any annual fees. Cards that I have: the Bank of America Cash Rewards card, the Chase Amazon Prime card, the Citi Double Cash cards. A bunch of cards that I don't have that I would recommend: the Wells Fargo American Express Propel card. That's a mouthful. The Bank of America Travel Rewards card, the Citi Costco Anywhere Visa, the Capital One Saver One card. None of those have annual fees. The third way that banks make money from credit cards is something that you don't pay for directly and that you don't have any control over, but that we all essentially pay for. It's something called interchange fees. They're the fees charged by the credit card processor to the merchant for the privilege of being able to accept a credit card. And it's a major profit center for the credit card companies. And so you know, rewards cards have a much higher interchange rate than run-of-the-mill cards because the card issuers have to recoup the costs of paying those rewards. Your fancy 5% cashback credit card is actually costing the store more to accept. In addition to being a YouTube superstar, I'm also a small business owner, and it's nearly impossible for us to predict or even calculate what our credit card processing fees are going to be on a month-to-month basis. There are hundreds of different rates depending on what kind of card you use. Generally ranges anywhere from 1% to 3% plus a per transaction fee on everything you buy. The good news for you, the consumer, is that most merchants like me pay those fees and don't charge you anything extra to use the card. Of course, we have to mark up whatever we're selling to be able to afford those fees, whether you're paying cash or credit. So if you're smart about it and you use a good rewards card for whatever category you're buying in, you will come out ahead. So what should we expect from the credit card companies in the future, now that smart credit card users like you are getting even smarter and doing things like using this for 5.25% cash back at bars and restaurants, and this for 6.25% cash back on airfare, and this for 5% cash back on just about everything else you need. And at the same time, merchants are trying to limit those excessive interchange fees, and shareholders of companies like JP Morgan don't like seeing rewards redemptions bogging down their balance sheet and reducing their profits. It's inevitable that the banks will be trying to charge higher annual fees if you're willing to pay them. So come in close. Don't do it unless you're getting something that you think is worth paying for. And you certainly don't have to pay anything to smash that like button or let me know what you think in the comments. And if you don't already subscribe to my channel, I cordially invite you to do that for free as well. My name's Dave Hansen. I'll see you next time.